Hello, hello. Welcome back to my second attempt of going live. I was live yesterday and I didn't have any sound. Can you tell me if you hear me, if there's anyone already online? And I think I have sound actually. Yes, I do. I hear myself here. So cool. So way better. Yesterday I was live for 40 minutes and then I realized I don't have sound and I was cooking and preparing all the food and then I had to stop. And so that won't happen today. Fingers crossed that everything will go smooth today. I will make the same than yesterday, a potato mushroom stew and a sweet potato chickpea bowl with quinoa. And quick update to my knee, to the knee incident I had with the dog who bumped into me and twisted my knee about 1.5 weeks ago. I'm way better. I can walk without scratches, but I'm limping. I'm not very good. I can't run. I can't twist my knee or anything, but it's getting better. The sweating is getting back. So it's not getting back. It's getting better and going back actually. And the pain is decreasing as well. So everything looks well. If you want, you can let me know where you are from in the chat. And yeah, so I start with cooking. I make a stew, a potato mushroom stew, and I use about 4 potatoes, white potatoes. I leave the skin on. I gave them a good scrub before the show, so they are clean, and I leave the skin on. If you want to peel them because you're not a fan of the skin, feel free to remove it. I chop them in bigger pieces because I like bigger pieces in stews. They give it a bit of chew on something. If you prefer them smaller, cut them smaller, and then they blend into the stew perfectly. That's also a nice way to make the stew. Open up. That was gravity. And sweet potatoes are so versatile. They are low in fat or don't contain any fat, and they are filling and they're nutrient rich. They have starches, which feeds our gut microbiome, and so our gut microbiome can thrive on it. Actually, it's very good. Potatoes are very good there, and easy to make as well. You can bake them, you can steam them, you can put them into stews, into curries, into chili, everywhere. You can use them so much. You can make fries oil-free in the air fryer or in the oven, or veggies, or you cook them and then you let them cool down and you cut them into cubes, and then you can put them in the air fryer or oven, and then you have them crusty and nice and warm. Crusty on the outside, warm on the inside, and soft, and it's really, really good and nice to have potatoes. I really like. Do you like potatoes? So that is the potatoes. I put them into the pot. And this is a very easy recipe. All recipes I'm showing you today, the 2 recipes, should not take more than 10 to 15 minutes to prepare. The stew takes a bit longer to cook then, but the preparation time is very quick actually. Doesn't take a lot of time. And I continue with mushrooms. I have 3 vitamin D mushrooms and 2 non-vitamin D mushrooms. I prefer actually vitamin D mushrooms because I don't have to supplement them. I don't have to take a supplement. I'm covered with my vitamin D for the day, and they're delicious and super healthy. They're life extending, and you can use them also. They're also very versatile. And I halve them and then I chop them into slices. So, and that one. Vitamin D mushrooms, you can't get them everywhere. I think there's one supermarket in Ireland, Lidl, that has vitamin D mushroom. regularly, and the others sometimes sell them, sometimes they don't sell them, so it's not as easy to get them. I don't know how it is in your area. If you can get vitamin D mushrooms, you can check in supermarkets and local markets, farmer markets, maybe they have them as well. And that is the last mushroom I slice, and that goes into the pot as well. Just leave it here and put that over there. So and next I chop the onion. I use a lot of red onions. There are also yellow onions and pink onions, but the red onions are the most nutritious onions, so I just pick always the red ones. And I really like the texture and the taste as well. I chop them into bigger pieces. If you are not such a fan of them, then you can mince it as well. I keep it easy today, or usually, because I really love onions, yeah. And I don't mind them in bigger pieces in the stew or in any other dish. Another one. And if you want to change to an SOS-free whole food plant-based diet, or are on an SOS-free whole food plant-based diet, it's always good to keep it simple, to make quick meals, to have the same ingredients at home, like sweet potatoes, white potatoes, onion, garlic, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, celery, tomatoes, and so on, and bell pepper, and legumes, different types of legumes. And I usually have the same food ingredients on my shopping list every week, and I just have my 15 to 20 items what I buy, and sometimes I vary a little, but most of the time I really have the same, because I want to keep it simple, and also because Ireland doesn't have that much of variety in the supermarkets anymore. Since Brexit, it got really, really difficult to get some things. So that is one of the reasons, but most of it is really because it's just simple. I know what to get. I know when I run out of stuff. I have it sorted in my cupboards and fridge, and oops, this goes there. And it's not a hassle for me to go shopping. It's quick. And the garlic goes in. I keep that in bigger pieces as well, but feel free to mince it. I like the taste of garlic. And before I got SOS-free whole food plant-based, I always was kind of fighting with the skin to peel it from the garlic. There's an easy trick I learned actually when I was, how old was I? 2018. Old, 39. And you take the glove and you take the end of your knife and you press it. Or you can also do it with your hand palm if you have the strength, if you're strong enough. But you press the garlic down, and then the garlic falls kind of apart when you do it too strong, as I just did. And the skin peels off easily fine. There's nothing, usually it's very sticky or clinchy, and that is just easy to peel then. And don't press it too hard, because then you have not a nice surface to cut it anymore. But I only cook for myself, so that is not the problem at the moment. And so we got that. So I use 2 garlic cloves. And then we have Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts. I can even eat them raw. I have Brussels sprouts. I have a Brussels sprout jigsaw, and I have Brussels sprout socks. So I'm a total fan of Brussels sprouts. And I know that some people don't like them, so you can just swap it with another cruciferous vegetable like a broccoli or a cauliflower, or with a leafy green like kale or spinach or whatever you prefer. You don't have to go for the Brussels sprouts. You can also use only a small amount and chop them very small pieces, so you don't taste them so much, and then you increase the amount and make bigger pieces, and you will get used to it. You really will get used to it, to the taste of it and everything. And it is a bit of work to peel them, I must admit that. It's not the easiest vegetable to prepare, but it's really worth it. It's really good, and they are delicious. Well, I think they are delicious. I really like it. And I take about, how much do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 Brussels sprouts. That should be okay. When I grew up, I was in a very meat-heavy diet. In Germany, we have especially Bavaria, a very meat-heavy diet with sausages and schnitzel and roasts and everything and spare ribs, and there is not a lot vegetables included. There's potato salad and sauerkraut on the side, but if you go to the supermarket, to the restaurant, it's usually a roast or a huge piece of meat with maybe 1 to 2 potatoes and a little salad. So this turned my life completely around to the positive. Really, my health, my mindset, everything has changed that I started this way of eating. Really happy about that. And the next what we're gonna do is we take a bell pepper, a red bell pepper. I cut the top off and I remove the core and the seeds. And you can use whatever bell pepper you want to use. Use the green ones, the orange ones, the yellow ones. It doesn't matter. I use the red ones because of the color. It blends nicely in, and it's also the sweetest one. But if you prefer the orange, yellow, or green one, that's absolutely fine. And I want you to cook and to really enjoy this way of eating, and not to stick to specific rules and then maybe give up after a while because you don't like it, the food. So pick the vegetables you want to add this to yourself. If you want to swap something, as I said with the Brussels sprouts, if you want to take cauliflower or broccoli, that's absolutely fine. With the bell pepper, use another color. It's your life, and you need to decide what you want to eat. So pepper go in, and then I have a carrot, and I peel the carrot, and then I forgot the word again. I always say I shred the carrot. It's not shredding. I should have made a little piece of paper where I put the word on. And grating is the word. I grate it, and I grate it because it brings out the sweetness the most. You can also cut it into pieces or half it and then cut it into slices. But if you grate it, you really have the sweetness of the carrot then in the stew, and that is nice. I like that. And it goes quick as well. It's not a lot of work to do that. So. And I like all the different colors, the green and the brown and the white and the yellow and the orange. I just love this way of eating because of the colors as well. Because if you eat a lot of meat, it can be a bit bland looking. But what is meat? Beige, white, brown. There's not a lot of colors included. But a whole plant-based diet is really colorful and nice. And you have all different tastes and flavors as well. If you just swap 1 or 2 ingredients from the stew, you have a totally different stew. But tastes perfectly fine, amazing, but differently, just by swapping a few ingredients, herbs and spices, or carrot with cabbage or whatever it is. And there's so versatile, there's so many variations. I never had so many different options when I was on an omnivorous diet, because you focus mostly on the meat and on the animal product and on your eggs and dairy and cheese. There's not much vegetables included. And I got really healthy with eating this way. My constipation is gone. My skin is growing well, it's looking good. My pain sickness is gone. I'm clear in my mind. I have ADHD and my brain is running all the time. But with this type of eating, it really had a positive impact. And my interstitial cystitis is gone. A lot of things have improved. My hypothyroidism is gone and my high cholesterol is down as well. And I thought when I got diagnosed with high cholesterol, I thought that's the end now. First I got diagnosed with hypothyroidism when I was around 19, and I got iodine and hormone tablets for that, for the thyroid. And then when I was around 22 or something like that, I got diagnosed with high cholesterol. I thought that's the end of the world. That's my life is gone now. It's finished, because my doctor even said to me, you can't change it. You will be on tablets to the end of your life. And the only thing with high cholesterol you can do is you can make exercise. You exercise and try, but it won't work. That is what the doctor told me, because I thought I'd ask him, what can I do to actually get healthy? And he said, nothing. You can try exercise, but it won't work. And so I went home, shuddered, and 2014, I changed to a vegan diet, and my high cholesterol and my hypothyroidism disappeared. And then I turned over plant-based, and I'm just thriving. So the next which I will add to the stew is white beans, a cup of white beans. And then I have here green split lentils. I will add as well. And chopped tomatoes. This is 1 cup of chopped tomatoes. Then we have tomato paste. Maybe 5 to 6 teaspoons of tomato paste to give it a nice tomato flavor. So this is 3, 4, 5, and 1 more goes in there. And then the next what we're going to use are these herbs and spices. And I have them here, over here. So we have nutritional yeast, wheat bran. Wheat bran is not a herb or spice, but it gives you a lot of fiber, and it doesn't change the texture so much. And then we have a bay leaf, and we have black pepper, thyme, smoked paprika. I choose smoked paprika because of the taste, because I like it smoky. If you don't like it smoky, choose sweet paprika. And then we have oregano and fennel. Fennel seeds can be very intense, especially when you're not used to it. So it's good to start with a smaller amount and then add more and more to get used to it. And you will get used to it in the end. And they are very, very good. They bring a nice flavor. And then I add water. I have to go over there to the sink, and I will fill, I don't know how many cups that is now, but about maybe 6 cups. So half of the pot I will fill with water. If you make the stew on the stove, you need to add more water than making it with the Instant Pot, because the Instant Pot is a closed system and nothing can go out there. But here the water can evaporate, so you need to keep an eye on it when you heat it up, and then you when it's cooking, we turn the heat down, the temperature down, and then we keep an eye on it and add water if needed. And I stop that quickly here. This is for the next. This is for the salad. Take that. Oh, I forgot the white wine vinegar. This goes in here as well. So about 1 to 2 tablespoons of white vinegar. And that's it. So, and I give it a big stir to mix it properly. And if it's cooking, I stir it from time to time as well, because it can be that it otherwise burns a little with the lentils in it. It's better to stir it from time to time. I quickly place that over there. And then we are making the sweet potato chickpea bowl. So, yeah. So, if you want, you can let me know where you're from, or if you are whole food plant-based, or what you're eating, or if you have questions, pop them in the comments and I will get back to them. So, and for this bowl, we use, of course, chickpeas and sweet potato. The sweet potato in the end. And okay. So I put the chickpeas first in the bowl here. So can go over there. And here the quinoa. I take about 1 cup. I made the quinoa yesterday in my live cooking show when I didn't have sound, so I don't make it again. What I did is I used about 2.5 to 3 cups of water, and I put the quinoa, 1 cup of quinoa in, and then I heated it up until it's boiling. I reduced the heat to simmer, and then I let it simmer with an open lid, so uncovered, for 5 to about 7 minutes. And then I turned the heat off, or the temperature off, and let it just rest or sit on the stove, so that the quinoa could soak in all the water and get this soft and fluffy texture that the quinoa has. And the next what we are using is baby corn. I use about, I want to have the same sizes, about 2, 4, 6. Yeah, 6 is okay. I cut off the endings because they are a bit dried out, so I don't want them in my salad. And then I just chop it into slices. You can make bigger pieces, smaller pieces, whatever you prefer. If you like the crunch, make bigger pieces. I like the crunch as well, but I just in the mood of making smaller slices here, thinner slices. So fill it in, and so then we have kale. I have a lot of small kale leaves here. What I'm gonna do is I separate them from the stem just by taking the leaf and pulling it off. This is the other way around here. That is the easiest. So, and I think all the stems are gone. Now there's one left, so I take that as well. So, and then I make kind of a ball, and I cut it. I use the raw kale. If you're not used to kale, you can steam it. Feel free to steam it or boil it. That reduces the taste, because kale can taste very strong for someone that's not used to eating a lot of kale. I have my kale regularly for years, since I changed actually to a whole plant-based diet, and I just love it. And so cut it again, and I just chop it roughly here, and then I put that in. And the next what I'm using is rocket or arugula, and you can leave it whole, so you don't have to cut it. But if you don't cut it, you just take maybe 1 cup, and if you cut it, I suggest to use 2 cups to get all the flavor of it and to mix it well with the other ingredients. So this is just also roughly chopped here. Turn that in. And then we have coriander, fresh coriander. I love coriander. I know some people can't eat it. Some people don't want to eat it. Go for basil, oregano, parsley. Parsley is a good substitute for coriander. Marjoram, whatever you prefer. I also just chop that roughly. So, and I put it in. I think the stew starts cooking slowly. So give that a stir. And then we continue. I use an avocado, a ripe avocado. This one is very soft, so I need to check if it's still good. It looks good. There's no mold, which is very good. And then cut it in half. Yeah, it looks very good. A very good avocado. So remove that. Okay, and then what I do without pinching the skin, so I don't cut my fingers, you need to be very careful doing that. I put the knife and I make stripes here. So I separate them, and then I turn it and I make kind of cubes. So that is what I do here. And I'll take that one. And then I just spoon it. I go in with a spoon on the edges, and I can just take it out without any issues. So that is one half, and the other half the same. Very careful not to cut myself. So, and again here. And then I use the spoon again. And that is a very easy way to cut the avocado and remove the skin. So this can go. I wasn't sure if this is still good, so I kept that, but this, you don't need that. And the next thing I have is berries, and I have blueberries and grapes. This is just for sweetness. This is optional, not needed, but I take the blueberries as a whole berry, and what I'm going to do with the grapes, I halve it. And I just take a few grapes because they are very sweet. The black grapes are the healthiest grapes. The darker the fruit and the berries, the more nutritious they are, usually. And because they are very sweet, I only use a few. And then we have the sweet potatoes. And what I'm going to do with the sweet potatoes, you have 3 options with the sweet potatoes. So I have sweet potato wedges, these here, which I made in the air fryer about an hour ago. And I put them in. I think sweet potatoes belong in the salad. Otherwise, it is a bit bland maybe, unless you take more herbs and spices. But if you use sweet potatoes, you don't need so many herbs and spices, and I just love sweet potatoes. So that is the perfect fit for me. But the other option you have is you take a sweet potato, you peel it. This is baked in the oven, by the way. I baked that one in the oven this afternoon, so it's cooled down now. This is nice and caramelized. I love when the veg gets caramelized. Just gives it a different flavor. And then you can cut it into smaller pieces and add that to the salad. It doesn't look, it makes the salad a bit of mushy with the sweet potatoes like that. It tastes amazing, but it doesn't look so good. So if you cook for friends, if you take the salad and cook it for friends, maybe not the best option, but it really gives it a nice taste or flavor. And the third option you have is you cut it in half and peel it. So that doesn't want to separate so easily here. That is a bit sticky. Anyway, but you can just peel it so carefully, and then you can add that to the salad. So you have your salad and the sweet potato. I can just use this lid actually, this plate I mean. So I put that here, and then before I put the salad on, I make the dressing. That's an important one. And so in the dressing, I have smoked paprika. I think the smoked paprika tastes very good in there. But as I said, it's totally fine if you want to swap it with sweet paprika. So smoked paprika, then we have cumin, and we have nutritional yeast. And then I take the lemon and I roll it while I'm pressing it. That I massage the flesh of the lemon and release the lemon juice that way, so I can press it easier later. I don't have a lemon press at the moment, so I do that, and then I cut it into half, and I use the colander. This is actually for tea, but it also can be used for lemon juice, and this will catch all the seeds in it, so I don't have the seeds in the dressing. I press it carefully, but see, there is not a lot of resistance from the lemon anymore because I rolled it and pressed it before. So it's all loose inside. So. And the second as well, the second half. And then, so that's it. And then I take the spoon and I mix everything. Gives it a nice texture with the nutritional yeast. And then I put that in here. And then I mix everything together. And with the quinoa, I made that yesterday on my other live session. And but did I say that already? Yeah, 3 cups of water. I don't know if I finished that. Yeah, I did actually finish it. With 3 cups of water, 1 cup of quinoa, and then you let it cook on or simmer with an open lid, and then you just let it sit with the lid closed, covered, so it can develop its fluffy texture. Mixing that through, and I just use that table plate here. It's good. I only cook for myself. It's always good. I don't have to take care of that so much. And then I put that on here. So, and it smells already amazing. It smells like heaven. And I'm just checking quickly the stew. What the stew is. Yeah, I need to stir that quickly because the lentils are starting to stick a little to the bottom a bit. Thank you very much. Yes, I love hanging out. It's amazing, isn't it? Especially that we have the option nowadays to do that. That we have computers and internet and so on. And yeah, really good. I like the community. The whole plant-based community is the best community I've ever been, actually. I was vegan before for a few years, and there were some not very nice vegans, and since I've been whole plant-based, a lot of vegans don't understand me anymore. But the people who are actually SOS-free whole plant-based, they're just amazing. They're open-minded, they're compassionate, and it's just another group of people, and the nicest people I've ever met. I know maybe it doesn't look the best, but here is the salad. Yeah, the camera is not making the best picture here, but sweet potatoes and berries and everything. And I'm trying that now. I take that. That is really good. And if you are just on the journey to start an SOS-free vegan lifestyle, feel free to add a little salt. It's not the end of the world. You need to get used to it. It's best to leave it completely, to just cut it off completely or out completely. But sometimes it can be very hard. It took me 9 months to get rid of my salt addiction. So it is not harm if you want to add a little salt, but add it at the end, not before cooking or after cooking or during cooking. At the end, when you sit at the table, and then you think, oh, that's too bland, and I don't want to add more herbs and spices. I need just a pinch of salt. Do it. It will help you probably it will help you with a transition. It's really best to do it afterwards when everything is cooked already, because if you do it before you put the stew on the stove, for example, or while you're cooking, it can trick you, and you might think, oh, I need to add more salt and more salt and more salt, and then in the end you don't over salt because you're still used to salt, but you might use more salt than you want to use in the end. So it's best to stop, to do it when you sit down and have your dinner or your lunch, and then I hope that makes sense. I'm confused now. But this is very good. Good question. Do you eat miso? It's a very good question. I eat miso. I usually put it in my porridge, to be honest, just a half a teaspoon in my porridge. What I read and what Gregor from nutritionfacts.org also says is that the soy in it, and the fermentation process makes the body, it doesn't affect the body so much anymore, not at all. It doesn't affect the body at all, the salt in the miso. I think that's the question, because miso is probably about salt, and there is controversy going on. I know that some people say you can't eat it because it's too salty, and I totally agree. I have to use small portions, only a small amount, because otherwise I only taste the salt and I can't stand salt anymore. Every time something is just slightly salted, I taste the whole thing just tastes like salt for me. It's amazing how my taste buds, or how the taste buds in general, adjust. So I need to be careful with miso. I love miso. I make my miso soup from time to time. I use it in my stews as well. I don't know if I have already recipes on my channel, but I want to bring recipes up. I need to turn this down, otherwise, and stir quickly. Otherwise, it's yep. But then it can stick easily to the bottom. And I turn it down here. So, if you cook something, especially when you're transitioning, and you feel oh, if that's too bland, and you add a bit of miso, you taste more again. And so it can help you with the transitioning. And I really think, because of what science and research says, that it is actually not increasing your blood pressure and doesn't cause cancer, the salt in the miso, because of the soy and the fermentation process. We will see in the future, maybe there will come more research in the next years which says something different. Then we have to change everything again. But at the moment it looks like that. I don't know, do you eat miso? So, well, that is actually the recipes I have for you, and I have a little trick here, because I was cooking yesterday already without sound, and I made this stew already yesterday. And there it is. And I show that as well. This it is. Oh, it doesn't look as good. It does not as good as in real life. And now I just try it. That spoon. I heated it up in the microwave before I went live today. So it should be still a bit of lukewarm, not hot anymore though. And oh, thank you. Yeah, to North was a good experience. Was tough though. Was tough, but really, really good. Yeah, I'd love to go again, but now I have a dog and it's more complicated. But I really want to go back. That is really good. Really good. Have you been to True North as well? So that was a bit of quicker cooking class today, or recipe session, because I had, as I said, I made the quinoa yesterday already in my 40 minutes without sound session, and I made the stew already. So I'm finished now, and I will go live once a month, at least once a month, to share more recipes, to share some tips and tricks when cooking and so on. And yeah, that's it actually. Very nice, very nice. Yeah. And well, it sounds like you enjoyed it with the fast. Yeah. But it's tough though. I always struggle doing it, even though it's a good experience. But I'm done now. I have the chickpea quinoa salad, it's a sweet potato chickpea bowl, and the potato mushroom stew. I will put the recipes up with the live video. When I upload the live video, there will be a link to the recipes. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. And great. And yes, hopefully to see you next time. I just have to walk over there to get the mouse pad to end the session. And if you have any questions, you can always contact me as well. And I don't know if I have the email address on my YouTube channel, probably not, but I will change that. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. It was amazing talking to you and get to know you, and see you next time. Bye bye. Have a good weekend and a nice evening or day wherever you are. Bye bye.